Hi all, welcome to Acharya Coding School. So in this class, we can discuss about the security hardening. So what is meant by security hardening? So why we are using? So everything we can discuss in this class. So security hardening is mainly helping us the strengthening a system, application or a network. Why we are using? Because to reduce the vulnerabilities, and it mainly protects us from the security threats and unauthorized access. It is simply like, for example, if you take locking the door and windows as well of your house, so that the hackers can't enter easily into the if a locked house. Same as like we are using the security hardening concept. The security hardening is the process of securing a system by reducing its vulnerabilities. It means we are locking down of our system or application. It mainly helps us in the reducing attack surface, protects the sensitive data, and it mainly helps us in the least privileges, and it prevents the unauthorized access and mainly securing the service. It's mainly useful for us. So if you take the server, if you want to log into a server using the mobile system with the wrong password, we are not able to log into our server, right? So when you hardening the server, is more difficult for the attackers to access to our system. It's mainly important because it's prevent unauthorized access. Because we are keeping strong passwords and user restrictions as well. Only if we are restricted, only who has a permissions will able to log into our application. Means then only who has authorized access will able to access to our application. And it mainly help us in the privilege explanation. So if you are taking the privilege explanation means when you are doing the permission hardening and we are giving the pseudo restrictions and pseudo permissions as well. So it mainly pseudo means root user. If any malwares or ransom attacks are occurring, so it mainly useful for regular updates and SSH security and auditing. So if we are not doing the security hardening, so it mainly, if we take our system, so if we are getting any malware or ransom attacks or cyber attacks, so without getting, we are hardening our system through regular updates. So we are providing the SSH security as well, auditing, and regularly we are monitoring who has authorized, who has logged into our system. So these kind of activities we are doing without getting any server breaches. And we are disabling unused services. So for example, if you are take the services which you have not using in our system, so we can disable unused services. So this will reduce our cost as well. Now, how we are dealing with the user and permission hardening? Let us discuss each and every component. we need to check the existing user. For those, we need to connect to our Linux machine. We need to start our mission. You all know about the command. In the previous classes we have discussed. For listing all system users, we are giving command etc password. In the previous days we have discussed about this command. So it will list out the all system users. For listing all groups, etc group. It provides all the user groups are which are available in our Linux machine. And we can give the who, means who has logged into our machine. So for example, we are logged into our Linux machine. Here, once you have given the who, means we are getting who has logged into our Linux machine. This is where we identify unnecessary risk accounts. There we can check who has logged into our Linux machine. Then we can able to identify any unauthorized user is logged into our Linux machine. Then we can able to identify. So who has, for example, if we see here, we have like different types of system users. So we can able to easily identify who has logged into our Linux machine. And how can we create and hardening a user account? We need to modify the user permissions. We are creating sudo usermod, creating a new user without a home directory and without any new shell. Let us check whether this command is working, or else like we can troubleshoot. Test user. Now the user is created without a home directory. Then we need to set a strong password for this user. Why? Because without getting any attacks. Sudo password test user. Then we need to enter any password. Then it is showing some conditions like we have provided to 8 characters our password. So let us type password as password. Now we have successfully updated our password. Then we can add the user to our specific groups. So for example, we can see the groups, which groups are available in our Linux machine. If you see here, we have the daemon, admin. So we have like a different types of groups. So we can go with the daemon group. Let us execute. Now we are adding this user to the specific group called daemon or EC2 instance. So whatever the group may be, you can add. Just testing random purpose we are executing. Group add. Then we need to in which group we need to add this user. So we have so let us create a new group. So for those delete. So now the new group is created. Now we need to add the user to the group which we have created. Then we need to provide the group name. After that, we need to provide the username as well. Now we have add the user to the specific group which we have created. Then you need to log the user account. It means stimulate the blocking by giving the command password -l test user. So it is success. This means the user is logged. Then we are blocking the user. Then he is not able to log into our Linux machine. You can unlock it then again. -u test user. Now you are unlocked the user. Now once you have given the sudo cat etc password, it will display list of users, right? Now you can see the test user. And we can have the file and directory hardening as well. So for example, if we see the list of system users, so we can see the permissions as well. etc password. It is showing the user has some read, write and read. The user has read, write permissions and the group has read permissions and others has read permissions, like it is showing. And also it shows the any sensitivity files. For example, if you want to know about the group files as well as now you can fix the file ownership. Then you can restrict who can able to see the files. ch on root etc password. Then you can secure the permissions. So we can give the read-only permissions for the others. If you give the read-only permissions for the others means then no one from the unauthorized access will able to log into our machine. Only once if they are logged, they have only read permissions as well. This means they are not able to modify anything in our Linux machine. So we are changing permissions because we need to provide the root command. Now our permissions of the files got changed. And you can see create a sample directory for example, if you have created sudo mk layer For example, if you have created secure demo, random name, any random name you can give. Now you have created one directory. Then if you want to give access only to the owner for the user which we have created. So this means then you can give the permissions as sudo chmod 7 means the user which we have created has full permissions. For the remaining other users, we are not giving any permissions. That means the people in the group and others as well will not able to log into our Linux machine. And they are not able to access to these files as well. Means Linux machine, if they are access, they will be able to log in. But if they are not able to see this file, we are providing some restriction file this file, because we are only who has this secure demo user access will able to log into this Linux machine. Why? Because so in the corporate world, if you are working, only passwords are not visible to everyone, right? Only specific limit people will have the full access. Same, that's why we are giving the access only for the owner. Now we have provided the access. And we have the sudo access hardening. It mainly check root access. Then you can give sudo cat etc slash sudo users. So it depends upon the distribution, it will vary. Some commands it will not work on mission. So we need to check whether any mistakes we have done. Now we can check. Now if you see, now only who has root permissions we can able to see in our system. If you want to edit the root users also, you can with the help of sudo vs sudo, we can modify the root users as well. This is how we are working on our Linux machine. Yeah, this is how we are providing sudo user root. This we have discussed each and every component in detail. How we are dealing with the security hardening. Thank you.